Hey everybody, Nathan here. Now, as you probably recognize here, I do have to trim my beard back a little bit. I'm a firm believer in the tradition of the playoff beard, but with both the Blackhawks and the Avalanche out of the Stanley Cup, I figured it was time to dial it back. I was feeling a little feral anyway. Anyway, so if you paid attention to the news this week, there was a huge power outage to a few server racks down in Australia for IBM. And understandably, computers don't work so great when there's no electricity. So that kind of brings me to one of my favorite topics. So when we talk about security, we talk a lot about like, make sure that you're not running unnecessary services, make sure that you're not letting in traffic you don't need to be letting in, make sure your software and stuff is up to date. Those are all great things, but we also have to remember physical security. And this is a perfect example because the golden rule is that if you can touch a computer or touch really anything, you own it, right? It doesn't matter how many layers of logical access control or whatever you have. If I can reach and put my hands on a server and yank the power cable, I kind of beat all your defenses. So a common thing is, make sure you've got, and I get it, this stuff's all expensive, but you need to take your physical security seriously. So if you're still running a server room, ideally by now you've migrated everything to the cloud. I'm all ears, happy to provide whatever guidance I can. But if you haven't moved to the cloud yet, make sure you're doing access control, like physical access control at your server room, server closet, whatever you want to call it. And you don't have to go nuts. I mean, obviously, I would always recommend like a turnstile or some other kind of, because you can't hold the turnstile open. Right? There's a reason why they use them on subway systems and mass transit and all that. But, making sure that you've got your physical and environmental ducks in a row here. So in addition to having access control, you're going to need fire suppression systems. You're going to need moisture detection systems, usually like water bugs or whatever. Water bugs being the little sensors you can put under the false floor in your server room to detect ahead of time if there's water present. And make sure you've got good, strong power backup. So in addition to an uninterruptible power supply or power plant that will send you alerts when the power goes down, make sure you've got a good, hardy diesel generator to back that up. Because, again, if we take the physical stuff out of the equation, if we take the forces of nature out of the equation, it makes our job a lot more simple because all we have to worry about is the logical side. So go ahead and make sure, it's going to suck to spend the money, but either spend that money to protect your customers' data or move it all to the cloud and outsource that risk to someone else. So kind of dragging on a little bit here. I'll go ahead and wrap it up, and that's all I've got for you guys today. Stay safe out there.